Hello. Today is post-op day 45, I believe. Um, I worked this week. I worked Thursday night. I did a 12-hour shift. And then I worked yesterday. I went in at 11 and did 11 to 7. So I did an 8-hour shift. And I just got home not too long ago. I did not blog yesterday because I was angry and crying. I pretty much, I waited until I got into my car yesterday after my 12-hour shift and broke down for a little bit on the way home. And then something about, I texted my mom and said, hey, call me when you wake up. Something about when your mom, I don't know, when you're already like on the brink and you just hear your mom's voice, it usually sets me off. So I had a good cry yesterday morning. I was frustrated, mostly with myself, in the bag, and I had a decent night at work. Physically, I felt awesome. I went through that whole 12-hour shift without feeling exhausted. I had a Pepsi with my dinner, which is usually about 2 a.m., and I had a coffee on my way in. So that's my normal. Before I had the surgery, I wake up, I make a pot of coffee. At work, I usually had a soda or a tea with my lunch, and that's usually all the caffeine like I needed to get me through my shift. Rarely did I need coffee or anything throughout the day, or night. But like I said, I felt great. I had a rough assignment. All the nurses were like, I can't believe they gave this to you on your second night back. But that's just the way it goes sometimes. And I was really busy and like stressed, but not too stressed. I had Tracy Richards was there helping me. Jenny Potter was there helping me. I really had great people. Cody, my PCA, helped me a lot. And I was getting through the night. And then I went to the bathroom at about 10 till 5. I knew I had to feed 2 of my babies at 5:30. And that Hall adhesive, sometimes the actual bag sticks to it. And so I was going to the bathroom and like fixing it so that it wasn't like stuck completely down because it makes me so hot. And I looked down and in my head I was like, oh my god, the bag is leaking. And I had changed it before work because I was like, okay, you're working the next 2 nights. Let's get ahead of the ball game. I woke up early on Thursday thinking, give yourself plenty of time, which I did. And while I was changing it, it was like producing like the whole time in the shower, which sucks because, you just have to keep cleaning and cleaning. So as soon as I got out, I thought, oh, I can slap it on real quick. It just never goes the way you think it is. And it seriously took me probably a good 20 minutes once I got out of the shower because I had to re-clean it. And it was completely liquid. It wasn't crazy stool or anything that was coming out of it, but it's just a pain. It's just a pain, and your neck gets tired from looking down like that, and it's just, finally, I got it all on. It looked good, whatever. So at 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm just like, oh my god, I gotta feed my kids in 30 minutes, and my bag is leaking. So I go tell Angie Mitchell, my charge nurse, I go, hey, I've got to run to my car and get some supplies. I had some in my bag, but I didn't have what I thought I had. So I asked her if I could go run to my car. She said yes, take Cody with you. So I grabbed Cody, we go out there. Angie's like, do you need help? And I was like, I need some soap. I forgot I didn't have any soap. It was in my car, of course. I just think my brain was not working. And at work, I am a type A personality. At home, not so much. With my friends, definitely not. In many, many aspects of my life, I'm a go with the flow type of person. I have learned two things. I'm not a go with the flow type of person when it comes to this bag. I want it to do what I want it to do. When it throws things at me completely, it can ruin my day. And it can. And it sucks because I don't want to be that type of person, but at the same time, I mean, it's just like a blow, and I don't know how else to describe it besides, like, it can take your day from being up here to putting it down here. So Angie helped me, and Tracy helps me, and they're all, you know, of course I'm geeking out because I'm like, oh my god, we gotta hurry, blah blah blah. So I start taking it off once I get all my supplies ready. And I'm looking and I'm like, well, where the hell is this thing leaking from? Like, it was still perfectly sealed. And the two-piece system, like, it hadn't leaked out at all from, like, the bag part. And the barrier ring was still completely attached. So I'm looking. And I was like, oh my god. Like, it was just from when I was, like, trying to put it on earlier at home. Like, some had leaked out. But everything was still intact. Well, the thing with a bag and an ostomy, you can't just be like, oh, it's fine, slap it back on there. No, it's not like that. You have to completely take it down, clean everything, and put a new one on. Which, granted, didn't take me that long at work. They were so sweet and so cute and kind and helpful. But at that point, then I felt stupid. Like, oh my god, I didn't even know that if I would have taken like 2 extra seconds to actually assess the situation, which is what I do. Like, ugh, so mad. So, obviously couldn't break down at work. I didn't have time to break down at work because I had 2 babies to feed, labs to draw, just stuff to get done, because the busiest hours in my 12-hour shift are like the first 3 from 7 till 10, and then definitely from like 5 until, or sometimes 4 until 7. So little stressed. Talked to Mom. She calmed me down, but that was after I just bawled my bloody eyes out. Because like I said, I felt stupid. I mean, if I would have just looked a little bit harder. But instead, I was like, oh my god, this is worst case scenario. And I just started peeling it off. It probably took me a full 24 hours. Even coming into work yesterday, I still was in a bad mood. And didn't really want to even go into work yesterday, just because, just not feeling the best. But one good thing about my job is it doesn't really matter what kind of day you're having before you get in there. You pretty much have to focus on the babies from the get-go. Like, you walk through that door and it's not about me anymore. It's not about the kind of crap that's going on at home. It's not about anything else. It's about those babies, which can be good. It can be bad. But I think it's usually a good thing, because anything else I'm dealing with just kind of falls to the wayside. And I do my job. Hopefully always to the best of my abilities. But it took me 24 hours to wrap my head around the fact that A, it could have been so much worse. It could have actually been leaking. It could have, I was wearing bright green scrub pants. It could have gotten all over and made a huge mess. And I could have not had backup stuff. I mean, I had scrubs in my car. I had all the stuff I needed to change it. You know, I could have had a super sick kid. I mean, one of my kids was pretty sick, but it was doable that I could leave for that 30, well, not even 30 minutes probably. But life goes on. And as they say, shit happens. It really does. So maybe this thing will teach me a little bit more flexibility. I feel like I am flexible, but like I said, not when it comes to this bag and not when it comes to my babies. Like, I want to feed them on time. I want their stuff to be done according to schedules. So other than that, I still am like going crazy with this rash or whatever is going on. It looks a million times better, but it's like head to toe. I want to like peel my skin off. I think I'm gonna have to call Dr. Pollock on Monday to kind of see what he thinks. I've done some research this morning just since I've been home because I'm like seriously going crazy. Like, I don't want to even have clothes on. Like, everything just bugs me. And it's almost like I can feel like sometimes it's pain, like going through my nervous system. And sometimes it's just super itchy. Sometimes I will just like break out in a sweat. Other times I will just be super freezing to where I have goosebumps from head to toe. Those are normal steroid withdrawal symptoms, or like if you taper it off too quickly. Everything else I read this morning basically looks like it's joint pain or muscle pain, or you're just really sore. That's not the case. I have been super tired. I went back to work this week. But like tonight I felt pretty good until I hit like a wall at like 4 or 5 o'clock. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so ready to go home and go to bed. But this itchy rashiness, like, I even read like people's comments. No one is claiming this to be part of their steroid withdrawal. And like, I get home from work and I just like take off my clothes and I just itch from like here, like all over my shoulders, my arms, my chest, my stomach, all around my back. Oh my god, I could itch my back for like days. And now it's like my legs, and I just don't know. It's like, it's annoying the crap out of me, and I don't know, like, do I just suck it up and deal with it? Is this an allergic reaction to my products? I wouldn't think it would be all over my body at this point. Like, even behind my ears itches. How freaking weird is that? I think that's weird. Anyways, so I gotta figure out what's going on with that. Otherwise, I don't really have any complaints besides this damage. But that's been my first week of work. First night was just extreme exhaustion, probably from not being up and moving that much at 3 o'clock in the morning. Second night felt good, tiredness wise, just very down after the bag's leaking ordeal. And then, laundry's done. Tonight was really good again. Went in at 11. That's honestly Like 11 to 7 is an easy shift. Kind of like it. So, felt good most of the night. So, I don't work again until Monday. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of my weekend after I get some rest here today. So, have a good one.